Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to talk about how Cobra Kai Season 5 has set up 5 huge fights to end the series. So, let's give this a read. What happened in Cobra Kai Season 5 laid the groundwork for several epic fights to take place over the course of the Netflix show's final season. The events of Cobra Kai Season 5 set up 5 epic fights to end the story. Most rivalries have been resolved, but that doesn't mean the characters are done fighting each other. It's all but guaranteed that several of the show's adults and teenage characters will be duking it out again when the series returns for the 6th and final season. A long and hard-fought journey finally reached an end when Cobra Kai Season 5 came to a conclusion with Terry Silver's defeat. With his arrest, the characters can look ahead to the Sekai Tekai, which is likely to serve as the ultimate challenge in the series. This, as well as other developments, make it inevitable for more fights to erupt in the Netflix show closing chapter. After all, it shouldn't be forgotten that while the show's main storyline was properly tied up, a number of loose ends created by Cobra Kai Season 5 remains. Given the nature of the series, there is a little doubt that most of them will be addressed through fighting. Here's 5 character battles set up to occur in Cobra Kai Season 6. Kreese vs. Daniel and Johnny, which would be epic. I would like to see that. Cobra Kai Season 5 made it abundantly clear that Kreese has unfinished business with Johnny and Daniel. He expressed satisfaction of hearing about Daniel's beatdown at the hands of Terry Silver and said that he would take care of the older one while he got out of prison. Kreese already had a rivalry with both characters when he was put behind bars, but his hatred was amplified by the two deciding to betray them. Even though both knew he was framed by Silver, they broke their deal to get Kreese a lawyer who could help with the situation. Making matters worse was Johnny's vow to erase every influence Kreese had on him. Based on these interactions, Kreese tracking both of them down in Cobra Kai Season 6 feels inevitable at this point. True. Mitch versus Chris. I believe it was Mitch who betrayed the Eagle Things and Miyagi-Dos. Though certainly one of the show's central rivalries, the dynamic shared by Chris and Mitch has been consistently relevant in the series since Season 2. Driven in part by Cobra Kai, their conflict culminated in a showdown between the two in the Season 3 finale. It took some time, but Cobra Kai gradually mended their friendship, allowing them to become allies again in Johnny and Daniel's combined dojo. Now, though, they're back at opposite sides as a result of Mitch's shocking betrayal in the Season 5 finale. Cobra Kai avoided pitting them against each other when the fight between both JoJos broke out, thus leaving this a dispute for Season 6 to finish. I can actually see that happening. What he did was pretty very douchebag thing to do. Admittedly. Kreese versus Chosen. Kreese escapes secretly laid a groundwork for a fight between Martin Kove's character and Chosen. While a rematch of Kreese Season 3 final fight with Daniel and Johnny looming, there's a very good chance his path will cross with Chosen before he can reach Daniel. After all, it shouldn't be forgotten that Chosen is in the valley to protect Daniel. Because of Kreese, Chosen's mission may have ended with Silver's defeat. Considering that a fugitive dead set on getting revenge on Daniel is on the loose, Josen has every reason to think that his friend is still in danger. Still, since Kreese is expected to come for Daniel sooner or later, it makes sense he'll wind up finding his opponent's self-appointed bodyguard first. These two characters have never shared the screen together, but a meeting between them has a great deal of potential. Kreese doesn't have much respect for Daniel or Miyagi-Do in general, but Josen may be a different story. His warrior spirit makes him someone Kreese could regard as a truly worthy opponent. He's also not the kind of character Kreese might expect to be allied with Daniel. And then now Kenny and Anthony. The only teenage rivalry still going on in Cobra Kai is Kenny and Anthony. Kenny and Anthony is a conflict sure to be continuing Cobra Kai Season 6. Since Anthony spent most of his time in Season 5 final fight ensuring that the video footage from the tournament was downloaded, he didn't take a heavy hand in the fighting, nor did he get to square off with Kenny. Had that happened, it's hard to imagine the fight not ending with Kenny emerging with the win. Anthony has finally admitted that he needs training, but has yet to commit to it in the way that characters like Kenny, Robbie, Miguel, Tori, and so many others have. Depending on how much time passes between seasons, which I think is a year between season 2 and season 6, but that doesn't tell us anything between season 5 and season 6. Kenny might be skilled enough to at least hold his own against Kenny in season 6. Kenny might, I think they mean Anthony. Regardless of his progress, Anthony fighting Kenny certainly seems like a fight the show is putting up for Cobra Kai Season 6. Kenny may have lost his faith in Terry Silver after his cheating in Season 4's All Valley Karate Tournament was exposed, but there's no reason why that should change the anger he feels towards Anthony, whose bullying made his life miserable for months. Whether he forgives Robbie or walks away from Cobra Kai for good or not, Kenny is on a collision course with Anthony. When they fight at last, the series can reveal if Anthony's training paid off. I think that is a fight that is definitely going to happen. I think before that's going to happen, I think Kenny is going to face off against Robbie. That's my personal fan theory. Just saying. Kreese versus Silver. Ooh. I would like to see that too. It's worth noting, and well, where would it be, in the jail cell? I can't see like Silver breaking out. I mean, I guess if Kreese did, then Silver can. I don't know. Anyways, it's worth noting that Daniel and Johnny aren't the only ones Kreese has a grudge against in Cobra Kai. In the season 4 finale, he swore to get payback on Silver when the latter framed him for beating up Stingray. For the reasons whatever revenge plan Kreese has in mind can't be complete without his former partner. Of course, Silver being put behind bars would put his character out of reach. But Silver's arrest didn't confirm that would happen. With his financial resources and connections, it's not outside of the realm of possibilities that Silver's teams of lawyers can get him out of any prison time. That should easily allow Cobra Kai to bring Silver back for a final season and stimulously opened the door for Kreese to make good on his season 4 promise. Based on what's been shown on both characters, Silver appears to be the better fighter of the two. But his betrayal has guaranteed Kreese will be well motivated when they fight. When keeping in mind how long he's been steaming in prison, Kreese can be counted on to have a well thought out plan for how he'll deal with Silver when they come to blows. And that's interesting. I think out of all of these, the one I probably will be the most interested in, seeing is the Kreese versus Daniel and Johnny. But I can see that be a part 2, like 2-parter. Like the first part, like being Kreese versus Silver, Kreese bettering Silver, Daniel and Johnny tag team, or 3-parter if they want to do Chosen and Kreese. Kreese beating Chosen as well. That, and then third fight is Daniel and Johnny. And I don't know like why I'm thinking Kingdom Hearts 2, because like Kingdom Hearts, like the boss battles are typically in stages of 3s. So that could be like an epic boss battle of sorts, if that makes sense. Who knows? I'll be up for like these mashups to happen. There's like these 5 what if situations I can't see happening in the show. Based off of how the 5 seasons were, I have every faith that the people who are behind Cobra Kai will be able to wrap this show up in a beautiful knot. I got that much faith in them. They overall I've been happy, very pleased with Cobra Kai, and I happy that they are saying season 6 is where we're ending things, because like I said before, some shows last way too long. Like, that's for more seasons than they should. And some movie franchises, like Fast and Furious, last longer than they should. So, like I said, I'm liking season 6 being the final season. And at least some of these fights that were on the list is bound to happen. So, what do you guys think? Are there any fights that you guys can see or not see happening that was on this list? And what are some fights that you can see that weren't in this top 5? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow musicians later.